am trying to figure out a good camera angle. I didn't realize that I had, I'll just leave it like that. I have been doing some cleaning in the office. I've been doing some organization. And as always, that means that I've probably not bumped the camera or something. The other thing I have not done, tomorrow, this entire room is going to be emptied. I'm going to vacuum, and I'm going to make sure that this platform is flat. I'm going to try and convince my husband to make it a little bit bigger. We need to have it finished. Anyway. Because I'm trying to get my life in order. Aren't we all? I mean, I feel like that's a nonstop struggle. Hi, my name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. Sorry, I didn't know where the camera was. Yoga for the rest of us. All of the benefits and none of the yoga bullshit. And today's not even yoga. It's fucking Pilates. So we're going to do Pilates today. Today is going to be about balance work. So just FYI, I'm going to find when I'm doing Pilates. Sorry, I feel really froggy. Wow. That's bad, isn't it? When I'm doing Pilates, I like music with no lyrics. I like just music that is instrumental, because is it in my face? Oh yeah. Then I can just focus on what I'm doing, but I have a little bit of distraction. I like to distract my brain a little. It's a noisy thing. So today we're working balance with balance. I will have a stick. I'm going to be using the G board, and you could use a block or a step stool or nothing at all. If you're feeling your balance is off a little bit, you can do nothing at all. Not nothing. Don't do nothing. Let's do something. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to balance. You can just, sorry, I'm moving my Pilates shit out of the way. Anyway, you can, sorry, I have something in my eye now. Wow, I'm a mess. It's all over the map today. You can balance strictly on the floor. So, Pilates, real quick, is about activating the core. You hear a lot about core muscles and the power core or the core power. And the mistake, no, let's change that. Reframe. The misconception, there we go, is that the core is just your abdominal muscles. And the core is really the entirety of your muscle structure from your shoulders to your knees. It includes your adductors. It includes your hip flexors. Yes, it's your transverse abdominis and your intercostals and the pecs and the rhomboids and the lats and the a little trapezius. It's all so all of these muscles. It's hard to just say we're isolating the core, right? Because it's not just here; it's here. And it becomes intrinsically important as we get older, because we start to lose our balance. We start to become more wobbly. Sometimes we have challenges to our depth perception. Maybe we don't see as well as we used to. And I could just be talking about myself here. But that being said, Pilates, activating that core and working through our balance, is very important for us long term. So It's 11 degrees out. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit. I'm trying not to whine because we've not had really much of a winter here this year. So I'm going to be using the G board. The G board is it's a slackline tool. I bought it on a whim. Balance has become very important to me because I notice my father struggling with it. And I think it's a very interesting prop to be using for our workouts. But it's likely you don't have a G board. They're a little pricey. I think they were on sale. But if you have a block, you could use a block. If you have a step stool, a sturdy one, you can, and of course we're not going to be moving quickly, so you could use a stool. And again, you could be just on the floor. So we're going to start standing. We're going to work our way down, and that's all I've got. So let's talk a little bit about how we're activating the core. And it's more of a challenge standing up, and it's more of a challenge laying in your belly. I don't know why. I should know why. It has to do with your muscle activation. That being said, right, we're going to pull the pelvic floor up and in. Your pelvic floor is the muscle that controls urination. There's no delicate or lovely way to say that. And of course, your low belly, I should really know what the name of this muscle is. I don't. And then your intercostals, right? Belly button. I'm sorry, that's your transverse abdominis right here, the big majority of it. And then your intercostals, that's your rib cage. So we're going to work on activating all of that. Sorry, I got to pull up my pants. It's cold in here. Didn't feel cold in here when I started. Oh, also a broomstick. Sorry, I have a dowel. This is a 3-foot dowel. Is it 36 inches? Might be longer than 36 inches. It is 4 feet. This is a 4-foot dowel. A broomstick would work. You could use the back of the kitchen chair. I'm pointing that direction like you can see my yoga chair. Chair yoga is going to get up and running. Again, I'm just moving forward. We're just going to move forward. That's all I can do. All right. So we are going to work a little balance, and then we are going to work some lunging, some squatting and balancing. We're going to hold. We're going to move our legs. I'm going to turn this. We're going to do some bridging on the blocks or the G board. And I'll probably use the blocks just because of just for foot comfort. And then we're going to head down to the mat. So I'm going to be very careful with this dowel because this plank or this platform is not finished. It's very slippery. A finish would be lovely because then it'd have a little bit of a stick. So we're going to start with our left foot, and I'll show you how this is going to work on the floor, on the mat first. So we're going to balance on the left foot, pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. Now, very important though that we still stay long. Easier to do on the mat when we're laying flat because we are in a fixed position. This is not a fixed position. So this is going to be challenging. Tuck those shoulder blades back. I want you to feel that, and we're going to stay soft in the knee. I am going to hold on to the dowel, so it doesn't even matter if we're on the floor or not. I'm going to be light on that. I don't want to grip it. I don't want to press into it. There's a little shift to the left as we take off the right foot. We're going to touch the foot down to the front. We're going to touch the foot out to the side, and then we're going to take the foot back behind us. And then we're going to come forward and around. That's what it looks like. If you're on the block, same thing. Or step stool. I'll grab the blue one since it's right there. Same thing. The reason I like, oh God, this is a foamy block. I have a cork block, and it's definitely more stable than a foam block. It just adds an element of being out of balance, right? It adds the oomph that is good for us in terms of just being a tad bit misaligned with gravity. That's what I'm going to say. That's not what I mean, but I mean, that's not you're never misaligned with, well, I guess misaligned with gravity is if you fall. All right. So we're on the left foot. I might have to tighten this line. I've got my dowel or broomstick or whatever I'm using for support. But I'm not going to lean on it. I'm just using it to close the circuit with the floor, right? I'm tricking my brain. I'm going to take my right foot forward. I'm going to take it out. And I'm going to take it back. I was moving too fast. I want to slow down. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go forward and then back. And try to anchor your gaze to a place maybe on the wall or on the floor in front of you. I'm just taking that beat to anchor with the core and pull everything up. We get real strong at this. You could go without the dowel, but I'm not there yet. And you can see we're wobbly. I'm feeling my glutes. I'm feeling my quads. Pull this up and in. I lost control of that. And one more. And out to the side. Ha ha. Woo. All right, taking a little bow, swapping out. I'm going to go to my right leg. So we'll work alternate sides because oofda. The other thing about this is stabilization. This one's not going to be as dramatic, but as we move forward, it will be because we will have been stabilizing with these supporting legs. All right, same thing. Find that security, soft bend in the knee, pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, rib cage, shoulder blade. Be light with that dowel. And then here we go. I'm going to go forward with the left, out and back. Now, one side is going to feel stronger than the other. I can't tell if it's my right side or not. Maybe not. Find that place to anchor your gaze. Try to keep the foot light. Now, I've made kind of a hard press with my toe. And I want to just be light in that touch because I don't want to lose the leverage that I'm doing. Feeling the glute. Feeling my quad. Try not to let those shoulders roll forward. Oh. And one more. Woo! And come off that block or move from your position. I'm taking some water. All right. Now we're going to be doing some squats. We're going to be static with the squat because it's going to be a balance. So I'm going back to my left leg to the block or in position. My right foot, I'm going to take this. It's a side lunge. Let's call it a side lunge instead of a squat. Because I'm coming here. I'm going to take this bend, but I'm in this lunging position. And then I'm coming up and we're holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lunge and hold. I'm really digging deep. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, rib cage, shoulders. 1, Scoop the belly here. Go deep into that. I said scoop, so I can't. 3, 2, 1. I can't say double scoop. Whew, I lost control there. 1. Go deeper. What I mean by that is dig deep. I'm feeling this so loose right now. It is what it is, right? We're not doing this to lose weight. We're doing this to build strength. 3, 2, 1, and down. We're doing this to build strength. We're doing this to improve our balance. We want to activate all these core muscles so that we have an overall improvement. And guess what? When you're improving your overall balance, and you're less likely to fall. As if you haven't been paying attention, or you haven't been tuning in, or you're a little bit behind the power curve. I fell off a ladder a couple of months ago because I looked down and my depth perception was off, and I just stepped off, and I was 3 rungs up instead of the last rung. All right, I'm going to start here. Now this is my weak knee, so I'm going to go really slow on this one. Scoop and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. I'm going down slow. Scoop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, I am 5 Mississippi in it. Scoop. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. I'm holding here to get into that scoop. It's about a three beat hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Scoop. Oop, losing it, and 1. Ooh, take a little marching there. Grabbing some agua. All right. This one's going to be about some 3-beat work. I'm going to do it on the mat. I want to show it to you on the block. I'm going to be working on the G board. Actually, I'll do it on the block. I'll just assume. No, let's not use that one. Okay. I'll show you on the mat. If you're on the block, it works the same way. If you're on the G board, it works the same way. So we're going to move to the left leg. This is going to be a little crossover. I'm going to put my, what is this? I'm breathing a little heavy. I'm putting my dowel a little out in front of me, and it's going to be out on mine. For me, it's going to be right here up against the G board. This is going to be a cross lunge. So we're going to go lunge. We're going to cross behind us and lunge, a little curtsy, and then we're coming out to lunge. Now, the important thing about lunging This doesn't have to be a deep lunge. And in fact, I'm going to tell you right now, this is how I gauge my lunge. This is a shallow lunge. We're just going to go a little off balance. But, and I'll show you on my right with my right foot forward. My lunge, I'm going to come to the ball of the foot. I'm not going to go lower than that. Where my shin hits that block, that's the lunge. And you will see, you're going to hear me, right? Even when we talk about yoga or we talk about calisthenics, my knee is in alignment with my ankle. I'm not going to go deeper down. I don't want to strain, because if I go past that dip, if I come down here, the danger is you're going to start pushing forward over your toes. You're going to be straining the ligaments and the connective tissue, the fascia that support your knee the knee joint, which is all of your quads, the hamstring in the back, but you're going to feel it right here through the insertion points of the quads. So keep that lunge shallow. And if you have to put a block there, go ahead and put that block there. All right. Now we're going to add the element of balance. Some of us, you might not. I'm going to put my dowel right out in front of my foot. And I'm taking my right foot back. I'm going to take my lunge here, slow it up, and I'm going to take it across. Wow, that's a challenge. All right. I'm not even engaging my core here. All right. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Don't forget your pelvic floor. Let's go up and over. Lunge. You know what? Let's come up and just touch your foot. Well, my body just wants to do it. All right. Deep engagement here. Slow down. Find your balance. And step. Curtsy. I forgot to add the curtsy. And step. And lunge. Maybe it'll be easier if I do this. And step. Yes. Okay. So this is a better position for my balance. Lunge. That was more of a squat, but I'll step my foot back. Curtsy. This is all about the core. I keep touching that. I'm a little bloated. It's the holidays. Come, step back. There we go. Lunge. Come down. Whoa. All right. I got to take a moment. You need to find it's called a spot. If you were ever a dancer, you had to spot those turns. I wasn't spotting. I let my eyes go and I lost my balance. Let's do 4 more on this side, and then we'll do the 4 on the other side. I know maybe we've done 5. Let's do 5, and then we'll do 10 total. I'm gonna assume I've lost count. I was trying to focus. Woo! All the things. Here's the wonderful thing about Pilates: pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. Same as with yoga. Lunge. Foot back. Curtsy. That was 5. 1. Step back. Lunge. Step back and across. Curtsy. 4. Now, this is a challenge because we're not watching our feet move. 3. A little easier for me to find something. I'm looking at my weights. You can't see them. They're off camera. 2. We have 1 more. Whoa, slow down. And last one. Whoo! Little rock side to side. 10 on that side. Wow. Okay, I really set us a challenge today. I'm actually looking at a cat treat. Is it a cat treat? No, it's just schmutz. Whew. No more pets in the yoga room. I gotta. All right, we're gonna go to the right foot. Woo, that was a whistly one. All right, I'm gonna step back. We have 10, I'm counting. Lunge, ooh, this side's tired. Step across, curtsy. Lunge, step across, curtsy. Lunge, very shallow lunge. Step across, curtsy. That's 3. Take your time. I had to find my stability there. 4. Look what happens when I'm actually paying attention. 5. That was halfway. 6. 4 more. 4. Can you hear me creaking and popping? That's my ankle. 2. Last one. Holy Toledo. Oh, 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 oh. Aren't you glad we did the hard one first? Because now we're going to do a straight static lunge, and we're going to do a static squat. So, yes, I'm feeling my glutes. Woo! Let's get rid of those little old lady butts. I'm turning. That's really it. Old men get flat butts too. I shouldn't say that. Let's say I don't know. I'm gonna figure out a kinder way to say that. I'm also getting my ass back on the cycle. I'll figure that out. Also, I did something to myself. I thought I did it for myself, and now I'm beginning to think I did it to myself. I have to rearrange the for myself. All right. Left foot is on the balance. Either the mat, the block, I'm on the board. I'm going to come out here, my hands off to my left, pull pelvic floor up and in. I'm going to step back nice and far and out. So this is definitely off balance. And what I mean by off balance, and I'll show you, if you're on the mat, I want a wide stance for this lunge. And remember, for me, I'm going to actually bring the block back so that I don't feel compelled to, that's the word, whoops, go too far in this lunge. So I'm coming up to my balance point. This can either be the block, the board, or the floor. And I'm going to step back. And actually, I'm going to take my dowel in my right hand, pelvic floor. So here's my lunge right there. That's what I'm going to do. It's all about the front leg too, by the way. So it's all about this. It's not about the other side. Glute, hammy, core. All right. Pelvic floor. We're going to do 8, and then we'll switch. Really activate the core. That was 4. Pelvic floor up and in. 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Oh, did you see what I just did there? I leaned too heavy on that and it slid right out from underneath my, that's because I don't have any sticky on that. I'm going to do this. Hopefully that'll anchor it because I don't want to fall. All right. Moving legs. I'm going to switch sides. I'm moving my pivot, right, or my balance point because I want that wide stance. I'm using my broomstick. Should I cackle? It's not witch season. Well, I guess it is Walpurgisnacht is in April. So maybe we should have that. We'll have a Walpurgisnacht bonfire. That might be better. It's been so dry. It was so dry. We didn't do it on solstice. Pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly buttons, rib cage, shoulders. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I had to go to just a finger. Oof. I just had to go to a light pinch on this. All right. Okay. So now we're going to do squats. Static squats. I'll turn back to face you so you know what's going on. Can move this blanket now, and then we'll move to the floor. All right. Taking all of this very slow. Taking that nice, lovely pause in between each one, each movement, each transition. Transition, there's the word. Gives us time to touch base with our core, right? Tap into anchoring all of this and getting it. It's called zip up, the Pilates zip up. Whew. All right. Somebody else, I'm breathing heavy. All right. Remember, we're just going to go into this is basically it's just off balance. We're just going to be off balance. I might not even need my broomstick here, but I want to pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. Tuck those shoulders back. Inhale and exhale. Scoop away from gravity and come up. Scoop and come up. Can you wiggle your toes? Scoop and come up. Scoop and come up. Scoop and come up. I'm touching my belly so that I can remember to pull it all up. 4 more. 4, 3, I'm taking my booty back. My knees are going to stay anchored. 2, and 1. All right, same thing over here. Low belly, pelvic floor, belly button, rib cage. Here we go. We have, what we do, 10? We did 10. Concentrate on this core. 4 more. 4. And 1 more. Whew. All right. Okay. I'm putting my dowel away. I'm going to move my G-board out of the way. because we're coming to the mat, but I'm grabbing blocks. So if you have a step stool, you don't have to, remember, you don't have to use any of these props. The props just add the oomph to it. All right. Oh, that's going to leave a mark. I'm going to feel quads. I'm going to feel glutes. All right. I'm grabbing my 3-pound weights. You don't have to use weights. Oh, no, I'm grabbing 2 pounds. I'm going to be using 2 pounds. The 2 pounds are just to offer me a little extra resistance. My arms aren't as heavy as my legs. I don't think anybody's arms are as heavy as their legs, because your legs are, twice as long as your arms. Let me see what's happening. Oh. That was I didn't do that. That was my plan for today. Oh, you see how my brain works? I make a plan, and then I come up with a different plan, and then I see the past plan, and I go, ha! All right, we're coming to our backs. That was me procrastinating a little bit. Whew. Listen, we only have 3 more sets, and then we get to stretch. This is what I love about Pilates. An hour is not impossible. That's what I really, I guess we've been talking a lot at the farm about time passing. And it is not untrue. It is a truism that as you get older, time goes faster. When you're a kid, remember how long summer was? It was interminable. And more so, I think, for us Gen Xers, I tried to build some boredom into my offspring's lives. We didn't do it. I didn't have it. We didn't fill every minute with activities. But I also wasn't fighting. I mean, there was a little bit of internet and a little bit of video games at the time. So I wasn't fighting that. But remember how bored we were by the end of summer? Oh, we were desperate to go back to school. All right. Cactus squeeze. But here's what I'm saying. An hour is not that long. That was my convoluted way of saying it. All right. I'm going to pull the pelvic floor in. Scoop the low belly. Belly button, rib cage. Shoulders are flat on the mat by virtue of just being flat on the mat, right? That's why it's easier to do some things in fixed position. It's not easier. It's just form factor. Inhaling to prepare. We're pelvic tilting. Exhale. It's a reverse crunch. Inhale. Exhale. It's a small sip of breath because we're pushing against the diaphragm. Inhale. Exhale. I want you to scoop the belly. I want you to each transition pause. Check the pelvic floor. Give me all of the zip up. Inhaling, exhale. Sip of breath, exhale. That was halfway. Now, notice we're going very slow. We're taking the pause. I'm holding the scoop. Giving myself a chance to go a little deeper. We have 3 more. 3. 2. 1. Just all of it. and down. Whew, bring those knees up and in, give them a squeeze. Oh, rock and roll the ankles. A little rock, side to side. Okie dokie. Excuse me. We're going to take a break from the low core, but we're going to come back to it. This is our second to last exercise. Oh, we might have time for 2 more. All right. So I've got my arms in a delta sweep, which is out like a tent. Well, that's actually, you can't, can we use that reference anymore since most tents aren't triangular? All right. So my hands are about a foot out, palms up. I'm just resting the weights in the palms of my hands. I'm not going to squeeze them. I want to anchor, my shoulders into the mat. Pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. And I'm going to inhale, and we're just pressing up. Take a sip of air and lower. I'm just touching my biceps, the back of my arms to the mat. That's as low as I'm going. Each time I pause, could pull the pelvic floor deeper up and in, scoop the low belly, shrug those shoulders down, relax the neck, relax the face. This is about upper back. This is about ribs and chest. Two more. 2 and 1. And release. Whew. Lovely stretch open. Oh, yawning. Oh. Here's the weird part of this morning. Yes, I'm procrastinating. I slept for almost 6 hours straight, unheard of. And then I woke up at like 2:30 or 3, went back to sleep, went to the bathroom, went back to sleep, and then I woke up at 4:30. What the fuck? I could not go back to sleep. So I laid in bed for a while and tried to figure out how to go back to sleep and couldn't. So I just got up. All right. So I'm tired. And I'm also on I do a 15-8 fast for diabetes reasons, A1C reasons. And the kicker about that is if you wake up at 5:30, you got another fucking 5 hours before you can eat. Sorry. It's not even that I'm hungry. It's just the idea of that time. When you're fasting, an hour is a long time. All right. I've got my arms out into this not quite T. A not quite T. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to hug a tree. So I'm going to pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. My shoulder blades are going to stay flat. Inhaling. I'm rounding my arms to bring them in together to touch the fingertips. Take a sip of air. And then I'm coming out. Same placement. Just to the biceps. Triceps. Touch the floor. Relax the neck. Take a sip of air. This is probably a 4 to 5 count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's more of a 4 count, maybe a 4.5. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a 4. Double check your pelvic floor. Give me a deeper scoop of that low belly. Four, 3, starting to shake. 2, and 1 more. Son of a bitch. Oh, you know what? I was going to stop saying that. I was going to say what I was going to say. I'll have to figure it out. Habits. All right. One more set of exercises, and this is going to be a curl. It's going to be a knee lift. So we're inhaling to prepare. I'm going to be pressing into the feet. We're going to do that pelvic tilt. So pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift the right knee, curl it to the body, scoop deeper. Inhale, lower. And inhale, and lower. Just like that. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, stabilize the body. Push into the heel. Actually, if you're on the blocks, my toes are just barely off the edge of that block. That was too fast. I have to slow that mamma jamma down. Unclench the teeth, soften the face. Oops, I made that too fluid. That was 2. We have 4 more sets. That was 3. Each time you pause here, scoop that belly, tap that low belly, and find your pelvic floor. A lot going on here. We have 2 more. All right, 1 more. Go deep into that belly. Go deep into the pelvic floor. Try not to rush. I rushed that one. I'm getting tired. And we're finished. Whew. Holy cow. Bring those knees up. Give them a squeeze. Take a little sway side to side. Woo. Press the hands, the insides of the knees. Feel those adductors. Ooh, lots of stability. Rock and roll the ankles. Wiggle the toes. Left leg, take it up. Oh. Right leg, take it up. Oh. All right, let's move the blocks. How am I going to move the blocks? That's how I'm going to move the blocks. Ooh. All right, blocks off. Whew. Right ankle over left knee. Externally rotate. Actually, that feels pretty damn good. Bring the knee up. Oh, there it is. So we did a lot of stabilization with our inner thigh, the adductors, and release. Switch, right foot, left ankle. Oh, that's and bring it up. The good news about adductors and hip flexors and working through the core is that we're going to reduce low back pain. Because we're strengthening the core muscles, the core is indeed the powerhouse of your body, right? It is. Let's take some windshield wiper sweeps. Toes go to the outside edge of the mat. Draw it over. Oh, that's where I'm going to feel it. When we strengthen the core muscles, right, that means that all the other muscles that work with the core will be more efficient and there will be less strain. There's going to be less tugging and pulling on the fascia that are and the where the insertion points, go into the low back. And that's where we find our strain, is when our muscles are not strong enough. I mean, it is about strength. But the core will also help support that, right? Because our transverse abdominis is attached back there. That's really the only muscle that's back there. Bring a knee up, stretch the right leg out. I'm going to move my blocks. Oh. Rocking and rolling. And switch. Right knee up. Double hand it. Rocking and rolling. My quads, it's those lunges, on the balancing lunges and the squats. Oh. All right, I'm going to tuck my fingers behind my knees. Scoop the belly up and in. And roll up. And we're going to take some seated stretching. I'm taking some agua. Oh. So it was pretty leg heavy today. Booty boots. But when we work our lower body, we still, when we're activating the core, we get the core work, right? All right, so I've got my feet pressed together, a little rock side to side. Knees are going to take it out, and I'm going to reach forward and lean. Oh. Ooh. Rock to one side. And rock to the other. I'm going to take a wide angle with the legs, little rock side to side. Whew. And I'm going to lean. Ooh, now you're feeling those adductors. And if you're a young'un, you don't have offspring yet, here's something to think about. You take all the money that you spent or would spend raising an offspring and put it into long-term care insurance or retirement and savings, and set yourself up for a brilliant end of life care. Just, saying. I love my offspring. I wouldn't trade them for anything. I'm leaning. Oh, big low back hip. Oof. I'm sorry, I didn't explain what I did. All right. We just took a lean. This was just a side to side lean. Let's come forward, right, into a little pivot. And now I'm leaning and I'm stretching right up the side of my back. We're just holding a little long here. And coming forward. And then leaning. Oh. Walking those hands back. Bringing the knees in. We're going to move into Ekapada, Ustrasana, single-legged camel variation. We're also going to do some quad stretching. So get that block or blanket. Let's do Ekapada first, and then we'll move into quads. So we did all of that lunging, and we did the squats, and my quads are on fire, and we honestly don't stretch our quads enough. So I have a blanket. I like to pad my knees with a blanket. I'm going to go right knee on the blanket. I'm going to worm that front foot out and press into, this is hip flexor. Oh. And lengthen the leg, hamstring. Oh, yeah. Ooh, howdy. Rock that foot out. Okay, I'm switching. Right foot's going forward. Left knee's on the mat. Worm that foot out, way out in front of you. And press into that hip. We are definitely holding this. Oh, I should put a yin. I keep saying I'll do a yin flow. It's about time. It's about getting myself in this room. I can do it. Let's get a month of chair yoga down first. Let's do that one. And then I'll work on the yins. Lengthen that leg, soft bend in the knee. Heel toe that foot out. Oh. All right, nice wide knee placement. Nice wide knee placement, and just come back into the hips. Big adductor stretch here. Different angle than we did before. Oh, walking the hands back. All right, I'm bringing my knees in, and this is where I'm going to grab my block. So I'm going to stay on the blanket. And I'm going to bring my block right up underneath my tailbone. I'm just going to sit here. You could use a stool. You could use a pillow. I could use the bolster. You could also move that blanket so that's under the tops of your feet if your feet are going to be tender. And I'm just going to lean back, lean back, lean back. I'm scooping my belly and I'm pressing hips up. Big. Oh, oh, say good morning to the quads. Say good morning. And walk yourself forward and just take a little forward fold here. Little rock side to side. One last stretch. One last stretch. And that is going to be a lateral extension. You can do whatever leg forward you want. I'm sitting in pleasant seated pose. And I've got a big reach. And over. And fold. And open. Oh. And fold. It's not really a fold. It's just a rotation. And up. Woo! We did it. Hicimos. Alrighty. My name is Julia. Now I had to take a minute to think about that. This is the fucking yoga company. Yoga for the rest of us. Today was Pilates. I feel taller now. I feel taller because I feel like I'm standing up straight. We are, because we've just activated all those muscles, so they're feeling all sassy. Thank you so much for subscribing. Truly appreciate it. You know, carving time out for ourselves is the worst. It's so hard. It's so hard to do. And sometimes it turns into doom scrolling or sitting and, you know, getting sucked into a binge. I did that yesterday. I mean, I did a bunch of stuff before I did it, but then I felt shitty about myself for not doing more. And you know what? We've just got to give yourself a little bit of room. Give yourself a little bit of wiggle space, because you know, even though, well, I don't even want to say that to jinx it. What we're doing is hard. What we're doing is hard. So it's getting harder every day. That's the truth of it. Ciao.